Hello? Do you have sound now? Can you hear this? You have sound? You can hear me jiggling the menu? Awesome. Hello everyone. Hello Kraz. Hi Gabe. Hi Paragon. Good to see you. Hi Ghost Pixie. Hi Gabe. I already said hi Gabe. And oh my gosh, thank you so much for the 16 months Paragon. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That is so cool. It's really nice to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Immediately paused me by mistake. Gabe gets two hellos. I know, I'm sorry. Hello Kraz, hello Paragon, hello Ghost Pixie. Does that make up for it? Did I hit my head on the mic? No, I just adjusted it a bit. Hopefully it's all good now. Hopefully you can hear the game. Let me change some of these. Everything's fine. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for the 7 months, Alex. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, we've got a hype train. that Why is it giving me double notifications of everything? Oh well. We have a hype train. Thank you so much everyone. That's so cool. I really appreciate it. Have I ever had a hype train before? Maybe once, like a long time ago. It's really cool. It's raining and I'm waiting for the bus without an umbrella. No! That sounds awful. I'm so sorry, Ghost Pixie. How long are you expecting to wait? I'm already subbed, damn it. Streamlabs messing with you? What is happening? is like what's happening? Hang on, let me look at see what you're seeing from your perspective. Oh, for the double motives. Okay, all's good. Maybe the day you unlocked subs had a hype train. Yeah, I think so. I think that was the last hype train I had. The last Outer Wilds episode. Oh, you might be a bit behind then, Gabe. Because that can happen with Twitch. Sometimes you just get a big stream delay for no reason. But anyway. Oh, thank you so much for the the biddy, Kraz. I appreciate that. Woo, hype train! Thanks so much, everyone. I've been here for 5 minutes, going to wait for another 5. Oh gosh. Well, halfway there goes Pixie. I hate waiting in the rain. So it's just so like I don't know what the word is. But you know what I mean. So this is the beginner's guide. This is, if you couldn't tell from the title, made by the people who made the Stanley Parable, which is one of my favorite games that I've played. It's not in my top 5, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I really enjoyed Stanley Parable. I think it's such a good game, so clever. And I still haven't played the DLC for Stanley Parable. I need to do that at some point. But I think they made this before Stanley Parable. It might have been after. I can't remember. But I I don't know anything about this game really. All I know is that it takes about 90 minutes and you should play it in one sitting. That's all I know. Um, Other than that, I'm going into this completely blind, as I usually do with narrative games, because it's a lot more fun that way. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm really excited for this because if it's made by Stanley Parable people, it should be good. Um, and it's just a short game, so it should only be one stream, which is a good sort of filler after we beat Undertale Yellow last week. And I've really wanted to play this game for ages, but I've never gotten around to it. So let's do this. This is after Stanley. Okay, got it. Got it. Let's go. Audio is on. Okay, got it.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable.
Hi,
and
Davey.
while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
What's out
and
there?
That's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008. Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. All right. It sounds like the narrator's gone for now. I couldn't really talk much while he was talking, or read chat. Yeah, we did beat Undertale Yellow last stream. It was very, very good. So I highly recommend watching the VOD. I really enjoyed the ending. I thought it's one of those games that gets very strong in the end, which is where you want the game to be strong. So that's good. But yeah, it was super fun. Really, really enjoyed it. and quite emotional as well towards the end. So yeah, really recommend it. The writer did this, and the game designer did Dr. Langsakov, which is also good. Oh, I've never heard of that. What's that one about? Don't tell me too much, obviously. I'm on the bus now, so my Wi-Fi will be horrid. Takes about 20 minutes to get home, so wish me luck. Good luck, Pixie. I'm glad you managed to get on the bus. Hopefully you have a safe and quick journey back. It's like watching Ghost watch YouTube. Yeah, I do want to avoid that. But I know this is probably going to be the sort of game. I mean, it's made by the Stanley Parable type people, so it's probably going to be the sort of game where there's a lot of talking. And usually I'm voice acting the talking, but it's actual voices. So yeah, I'll try not to interrupt them too much, but I also don't want to just sort of be a passenger, you know, too much. Whoa, I've got a gun. Okay. Whisper machine status active. Evacuate immediately.
This game is called
okay.
Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Oh, not that way. Okay, sure. Okay. Do I have infinite ammo? I think I do.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
Uh-oh. Where are the hostile alien life forms?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Oh, okay.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Okay.
Force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Enemy force neutralized. Yeah, we did it! We did it!
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh yeah. I already have a suspicion that Coda is the narrator himself. But we'll see. Okay, where am I going? Where am I going? Oh, okay. I'll go this way then. Hi, Snow! Bye, Snow! Thank you so much. Hugs to you too. I hope you have a good stream of your own. I don't know what won your stream vote, so... They de-skinned Portal. Yeah, they did. Oh, okay.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper Machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Who done it but it's Gatwick Airport? I think it's actually Dr. Langsakov, the Tiger, and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, a whirlwind heist. It's another comedy walking sim. Oh, that does sound fun. Put that in the Discord chat, and I will note it down. Hi, Tef. Welcome in. How are you doing? Great to see you.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper Machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Huh. Well, this got really deep really fast. I love Dr. Langsakov. It's a really good time. Yeah, I'll definitely have to note that down and play it at some point. Thank you for the look, Goes Pixie. Hope you have a nice meal. A nice meal? Nice trip home. Why did I say meal? It's like I've got food on the mind. I just had my dinner. Okay.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Ah. Well, that's a problem. Well, that didn't work the first time. Try again. Oh, okay. Now I'm going into space. Sure.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
November again. Been playing Unraveled 2. You and Monk should play it. Oh, my mum played Unraveled. I can't remember if she played Unraveled 2, but yeah, I've seen that game. It's really it looks really fun.
Backwards.
Oh, okay.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Okay. I see. Okay. Brain on autopilot. You know, you're distracted halfway through writing something by a distinct object, and the next word you write is the distinct object? Yeah. Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. Time ago, if I was writing and I sent someone the singular message timer. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Okay, well, I guess we're going backwards, but this is actually not so easy. Oh, I thought that was going to be... Oh, that is a gap. Okay. So, I do have to be a bit careful. Oh, okay.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
I am getting increasingly confident that Coda is the narrator. Ooh. Okay. Up we go, I guess. But if the future is always behind her... Back up. Yeah. I'm just moving and I'm just constantly going beep, 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 beep. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything
Interesting.
more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
November again. Same month. They made 3 different games. This game was clearly made by EA and cost €100. Oh, it's all dark. Okay. Am I going to get jump scared? I feel like I'm about to get jump scared. You are now entering...
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Oh, new month.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Whoa.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but What are you gonna do?
Okay. Quad A experience. Looks like your PNG tuber's lantern is lighting the way. Oh, did it? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm getting slower.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. Enter. This building is missing bits. You could say that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sharks are... Oh, these are a bunch of
A room
ideas.
that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Huh. Game filled with chairs, except one is floating. Stunned on
Coda
an
would
X
often
staring at a
tell me
bed
that
for
he
3
didn't mind
hours.
if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Been hacked! Game of only motivational quotes played one after the other, and the player can't save. Ready, set, fish. January of the next year. Okay. Coda made a lot of games. Okay, when does the fishing come into play? I don't feel like I'm fishing a lot right now.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Oh, okay. Pull the lever? Oh, that looks ominous. Huh. Okay. Interesting. What if I... Aha!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Okay. This building is missing bits, such as building. What are those 3 dots for? Can't interact with them. Okay.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Very clever that you can modify the game while I'm playing it, but... Alright, enter. Whoa! Whoa! Wow.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Oh, we're back here again. My PNG tuber's lighting the way, don't worry everyone. The universal sign for Brazilian plug type? What? It is very Stanley Parable for sure. You are now exiting. Okay, that's the opposite of what it was before.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game
Sure.
runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Makes sense. The
To make
streetwise
all
fool.
of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
What have I just found? Okay. A nothing house or nil house. Okay. Well, this is different. Can I make this jump? Yeah. Now what? Down here? Whee! Okay, we're good, we're good. Who doesn't love a suspiciously orange box? Why is it suspiciously orange? What's suspiciously orange about it? I'd say the more suspicious thing is that it's floating rather than the fact that it's orange. It's almost like Space's Orange World, yeah. Oh, made it. Suspiciously orange is a specific color type. Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna make a leap of faith. Huh! Oh, that's not gone well. No! Damn. Okay. Featuring Suspiciously Portal and Suspiciously Team Fortress 2. Okay. Some stairs. What is this? Is that just a light? Okay. Oh. Okay. What am I seeing? Oh. Okay. What's happening? Oh, okay. I guess I'm going this way now. Oh, what the? Okay. This is weirdly creepy. Suspicious galvanized square steel
This
bars.
prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Okay, that definitely sounds like the Stanley Parable. Suspiciously. Oh, we're going down.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Okay. Matte black elevators are so concerning. Would you be happy with suspiciously orange elevators? Yes, says Grass. Hogwarts but Alcatraz. Wait, what is Hogwarts about this? Can't argue with that. Okay. Still weirdly creepy. In Hogwarts the stairs move. Oh, here the gates do. Gotcha, that makes sense. I've got a walking sound. That's new. Still don't have feet though. That's a shame.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. I am ineffable. Watch me. Walking sound is but a stepping stone to feet. True. Yeah, we've got auditory feet, just not visual feet. I love me some pixelated clouds. This is the longest game so far by quite some distance. Oh, listen. Okay. Sure. Speak.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
Okay.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Listen and speak on the heads. Cube heads. Okay. Yes, there are these floating coloured blocks. That's the world above. You've been there. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? You know, I have no reason to be guarded. I'm gonna say, yeah, I did actually. I'd like to think it's Hexgo for my Discord moderator role in my K-City server. You know what, Kraz? Don't let your dreams be dreams. Again, perfect. Now, please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember. I didn't solve it. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. You don't want to go over there, man. There's suspiciously orange blocks, and it's just iron bars everywhere. It's a whole lot of nothing. Like, you really don't want to. You don't want to see the suspiciously orange blocks. Like, I barely survived. Like, barely. I just about made it. So I don't think you guys would make it. I think you should just kind of stay here, you know? Oh no, but I do! We do! We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there's nothing I want more. Okay, bye. Lifting its code for reasons. Okay. Interesting. Hello. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yeah. You want to know how to solve it? Too bad! No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. I agree, actually. Have you seen it yet? I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. That's not ominous at all. Okay, are we going to speak to 3 more green cubes? We're just going down.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Hang on a sec. Oh, I wish I could make the music volume lower than the narrator's voice volume, but oh well. Floors and floors of green cubes. This is how Minecraft slimes came to be, and thus they are in fact all my children. Wow, I can't believe I just spoke to all of Kraz's children. That's crazy.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. I actually have 871,000 children. That's really impressive. Dang. We're skipping forward 3 months. Connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Is this Sky, Children of the Light? Narnia. Okay. Nice room, not. Okay. I'm busy on the weekends.
But this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, whoa. I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Hello! Yeah! Reasonable.
Well, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
In a world full of notes, one man will read
But it's
all of
ironic,
them this
isn't it?
summer.
In playing
You'll
this game
believe
and
blue speech
seeing how
bubbles can
alone
talk.
Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. That took a turn. So true. Yeah, yeah. So you're so right. Huh. When you think about this as the perspective as one person wrote all of this, it suddenly gets a lot more, you know? I'm king of the world. Okay. Boring. I can assure you guaranteed that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. The sailors. Okay. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. I think that about Toby Fox. I refuse to believe. Just so true. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. You know, I don't know why. I don't know why, but this one's just way more impactful to me than the ripping your eyes out one over there. I don't know, there's just something so poignant about that. Feldspar and Gabbro and all them sailors. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt! Someday I will meet the person who made this. Need other side. Door, why you so? Mixed game includes door cannot open door. Thanks. Is this just like every negative Steam review ever? Open sesame. Door how open? I assume there's a lever somewhere. Can't see it though. Guess we'll go this way. I help people because of the interal good feeling I get. I don't know what that word is supposed to be honest. I'm usually good at figuring out typos. That one I'm not getting. New room! Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? No? I would like very much to be desired. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. I get that. It's not very crowded here. You can go in here, I think. Welcome, congratulations! I don't really know where to go with this. Don't we all want to be desired? I don't know. Do you want to be desired, chat? This is exactly how I picture the inside of my brain. Don't bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Stop. Turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Alright then, back we go. Hell yeah, I am, and I am happy with it. I love that for you, Graz. Take my hand, let's jump together. I feel like that would not go well. I'm not going to go that way. Cabbage shapes our nation. That, you know, there's a lot of very philosophical stories to be had from this game here, but I think this one takes the cake. What is that painting? There's a lot of notes next to it. Does not matter if you ever get over there. Hey, don't talk about me that way. I didn't talk about you anyway. Very good game. Yeah. I think this is not going anywhere. I like that painting on the wall. It is cool, isn't it? I like it too. Next time I will do better. Okay. I need someone to talk to. This is a note? Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. What is happening? Today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. I don't have the guts to test that note, to be honest. Stop faking it. It's just... Is this just, like... I mean, I guess that's exactly what it is, just internal monologue. Painting, what does it mean? Whoever made this has issues. Art, so true. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging. Help, I'm trying to speak. I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. That would make sense. That's a cool way of looking at it. From up here, it just looks like dots. Interesting. I'm trying to connect things in my head that we've seen. Cabbage shapes our nation again. We will all die someday. Thank you so much for that. Who are all of you? Well done, all of you. I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. That's not ominous at all. Devil Tower Star. Okay. Stop pretending you are other people. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. You can find meaning in anything. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Devil Tower Star again. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. I took a screenshot and even when I zoom out it just looks like dots. Maybe I'll feel real someday. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret. He kept it well. I beat the game! Yeah! Good job, man. Good job. I love how it self-describes as pretentious. Yeah. It's like a colorblindness test. It did a bit, yeah. GG. Yay! We beat the game! Woo! More room.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again.
Scared
And
of
here,
writing something.
I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
He cut it up and spread it between worlds. The voices are getting much louder in the background. Almost there. I've seen everything. I've traveled the world. I've never told anyone. I better get some sleep. Enjoy the rest of the game. No worries, Tef. Thank you so much for being here. Always nice to see you. Hope you have a good rest. There's the 3 dots again, by the way. From before. Interesting. I wish there were notes in the real world. That would be cool. It's like my maths teacher from year 5 who couldn't be bothered teaching and so made up a spoof lesson called The Lesson of 1,000 Lessons, where we basically entered and exited the class as many times as possible. Oh, that's the Brazilian plug. I see what you mean now. Okay. He was an entirely normal guy. Become one with the spiraling nonsense. Downward. Keep digging.
In each of these games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Okay. Does the puzzle have a solution? I've been here for an hour. What do I do? Help. Help. This doesn't make sense. Second door won't open. How do you solve it? Developer answers, please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
This is definitely a hint. To grasp at the elusive bigger picture. There is no second switch in busing, say. I'm the spiraling nonsense. He made us be guinea pigs to road test his video game and then left the same year. True. What the heck? How do you leave notes? What is that noise? Oh, a lot of typewriters. Sure. And there's the lamp. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need to say something. Talk to me, please. I'm having so much difficulty talking. Speak, 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 speak. Didn't have any options. Oh.
Okay, this one is tough.
Okay.
Kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Why is that the title? Hello. Why is all the music to Coda's games so creepy? This kind of looks like the painting. If you had a mean drum solo to it, it's pretty good. What isn't improved by a mean drum solo? Let's be real here. I'm sure Kraz can think of an example.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. Where's the furniture gone? What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Oh, okay. Interesting. A mean drum solo improves most things. Hi as a mean drummer. A funeral. Yeah, that's probably true. If you don't know about New Orleans funerals, go look them up. I will have to do that. Pick your own furniture game. Yay! I say a giant hole in the ground. Oh. What about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. Oh. So this is Deltarune now. Our choices mean nothing. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah, let's do that. Heck yeah. Oh. A table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? Pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. People before 1935 just sit on the floor. I was hoping for a huge picture of a horse. Instead of a dirge, they get a massive brass jazz band out and have a party. Oh my gosh. Who are you? Oh. Whoa.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay. Hello, please walk 4. There's a plot point in the James Bond film Live and Let Die. Oh, is it? Please walk forward. What if I don't do that? I can't not do that. Okay. Good to know. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow your instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. There's the 3 dots again, by the way. Okay. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Okay, so table, painting, lamp twice. Left side sofa, move it a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. This kind of feels like a prison already, but alright. Okay, so table, painting, lamp twice, left sofa, shelves. Got it. Return. Deny the game agency.
And
Okay.
of course, now the table is gone and you can't
Right.
begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the
Oh.
inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go,
It's the
maybe
door.
there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against
Suspiciously orange squares.
you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay. Okay, gotta go forward. It looks like Zazuma's Hermitcraft Season 7 base. I wouldn't know. I'm not nearly as well versed in Hermitcraft as you are, Kraz. Things not improved by drum solo. Okay, you know what? I can't think of anything. Even the Titanic would be improved whether or not you make it out. Phone box. Here's the lamp again as well. Is this really the prison? This looks completely different to the prison. Okay. Am I about to get jump scared? Hello? Who is this? It's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? I was in the furniture maze.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
What's it like to escape? I can't move I can't move, by the way, at all. I'm stuck in this position. And I really don't like that I'm stuck in this position, because it really looks like I'm about to get jump scared, especially with the ominous music. Completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared, I'll get out, and then things will be exactly the same as before. Actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Be reassuring. Oh good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. I think that's suitably poignant. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. What do you mean this is the bootstrap paradox? No, don't be silly. This makes perfect sense. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? They asked me... All they told me was to be sincere is, I think, suitably mysterious. What? That freed you? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Sincere about what? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009. I'm terribly
So what
sorry.
would it
Oh,
look like
sorry.
if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Okay. Ghost, I'm terribly sorry, but I cannot come to your stream next week as I am going on a date. How could you? How could you? Can't believe this. Probably on the basis of pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. Sure, let's go with that.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
This makes me think of the James Bond setting. Was it Spectre where they had this setting, I think? In the mountains, or was that Skyfall? I think it was Spectre. But this really reminds me of that, like, a lot. I'm devastated, but it was the only day he had free for 2 weeks. Oh, that's fair. No, absolutely. No problem at all. Clean. Well, my goodness. I'm glad as all heck you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. Right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. Sure.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games.
Yeah.
Including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Okay. So I gotta clean. It was Spectre. Gotcha. Right miserable he's from Hull. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Sure. Where is the bedroom? Over here, I guess? Nope. Over here? Nope. There's the bedroom. God, I wish it was that easy in real life. Why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? There we go. How'd you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own home. Might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all in a mess. Should come and straighten these pillows out here. There we go. Looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Oh yeah, so they did. What is that? Is that, like... What is that spill? Someone's... Someone spilled the... liquid. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. Make it especially cheesy. Dot dot dot. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Aw, I wanted to hear it. These dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? That looks like the door up there, by the way. The puzzle door. That is Vanta Black. You should not drink Vanta Black. True. Anish Kapoor would be very angry at you. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. Scrub it down as best you can. No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Okay. There's still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. We should put them back on the shelf. Yes, there are. There we go. Perfect. That was easy. How about you come clear these dishes off the...
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Whatever work you do, you've absolutely got to own it. Otherwise it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom.
Really liked this
Trust
game.
me on this one.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Yeah, nothing I do is lasting very long. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Oh, the pillows
I'm glad
again.
he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question. Do you enjoy
Of
this?
course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
What? That's a weird thing for you to say. That's... that was a strange thing to say. Not sure how I feel about you saying that. The walls are gone. Can I jump on the roof? It's too high. That was cheesy, hot damn. If you ever stop moving, you will explode. Hey, what have you done? I too watched ASDF movies.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September. Forward another month. Items you love at members-only prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. I'm the only one here. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. How did I teleport? I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
Halfway through the game,
being perfect is effortless. What?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh. Okay. There's the lamp. Alright then. It watches you while you sleep. I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. What the heck? Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life, hello? If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. How did you misspell sleep twice? Do you understand you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. Hello? I am on a laptop. Haha, just kidding. I want to do some ecstasy out of this. There is no truth. There is no path. What if I'm not a good teacher? You guys, something's coming out of the back of the room! Look out! It's coming for you! It's gonna destroy you! Everyone run!
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Skipping forward a few months. We escaped the black hole.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Okay. Click the table. Click the painting. Nothing's happening. What was next? Was it the... Oh, it was the lamp, but there is no lamp. Okay. Interesting. Is there anything back here? There is a ladder. Oh, I can't climb it. Alright, guess I'll go on stage. Oh my god! I really should have expected that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. These lights are extremely bright. Good, stay right there. This woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. It's your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Can I leave from the wall? I can. Okay. Wise, successful, focused, happy. Okay. Sponsored by Windows, yeah. Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. The music is super distorted. I'm super scared right now because I am. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There are a lot of people around us. I give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Oh, They make noises as well. Can I... Oh yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah! Okay, enough shenanigans. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again! You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Did you not realise how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. What if I go... What if I ignore what you're saying? I can't? Okay, fine. I'll step back. That's a long way back. There's the lamp. Oh my god. Okay. I'm so frightened. Oh!
Ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
That was actually a very poignant expression of social anxiety, actually. Mobius Trip, great name. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Feeling trapped yet? Okay, well, I'm going to do what it says. I'm going to close my eyes. You're going to have to believe me. my PNG tuber is going to have his eyes open, but I promise you my eyes are closed. So I'm going to click now. Okay. Something's happening. My eyes are closed. Okay. I'm gonna open my eyes. I'm gonna see what's happening. Oh! Okay.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already.
Okay.
It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Ghost, watch out, the floor is coming! Okay. Help, I'm blind! Oh, everyone's gone blind. Okay. Activate shields. I am blind. I'm gonna crash. Can't you fix this? SS Whisper. Someone do something. Killed by a giant door. I need to find my supplies. Truth is up there. How do I get up there? Up here. Truth. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I can't keep making these. That's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I'm out of my ideas. I thought it was going to be easy. Yay, we stopped the disaster. I'm stuck in it. We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December. Oh. Hello? Whoa. Where did this island come from? Okay. I do not like the soundtrack at all. Is that a person? How lovely. Been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me, to start it again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. Why is this giving Omori for some reason? It's just the distorted music. That's what it's. That's what it is. I need to see it to know why it stopped. I can take you to it, but there's a problem.
The last game featured
It's
Coda
guarded
talking
by a difficult
explicitly
puzzle.
about his creative frustrations. This one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Desperation, I guess? Blind playthrough hitting a little differently this game, yeah. Yeah, like... really need feeling that you need to create things. It doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're gonna end up there one way or another, right? No, I'm just gonna say deal. Oh. Okay. I can't remember what these are called. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
press the switch here. Huh,
You
that was so
can't
simple.
talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
That is called autism. Oh, that sound. That sound is not nice. These are just some words on some walls. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Can't lie to yourself. Whoa. That feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. Okay. That's wonderful.
Seeing
Keep
this
going.
game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
You
He
think?
would do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
I mean, it's not just unique to video games. Any form of creativity or even work.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
You have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. More. Keep going.
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Yeah, I really think the narrator is just talking about himself. Her work, can you imagine? I will be saved by my work. Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
This game is very unsettling, Gabe, yeah. Flashbacks from high school, yeah. The machine. So, which one of you lies and which one of you tells the truth? Bad mind stuff. Yeah. It's very real, isn't it? Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. One more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Funny that. I've conquered the bad mind stuff. I'm officially unstoppable. Oh yeah, there's just a few members of the press. I love that for you, Kraz. Whoa. How about no?
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. You stopped feeding us. It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've seen the thing you fear. This is really interesting. There's so many layers to this, like... I mean, this can be used as a metaphor for so many situations. Alright then, I'll speak to them for you. My friends! The press are also all my children. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. We will find a new way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine, or follow me, we will destroy everything the machine has created. Well, if we're working with the assumption that the machine is a metaphor for Coda, I don't want to destroy the machine, so I'll go with the other option. Destroy the machine, then it cannot make any more games. But I don't want to... If the machine is Coda, I'm not really wanting to destroy the machine, you know? Whoa. Be bold, kill, and such like. Well, I've got a gun. Make sure you are known forever. Isn't that what you're scared of? Exposed to the view of others every
so now
day,
the work
forever?
is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Not a good idea. That's not a good idea. I don't know. Did I choose the wrong thing? Oh.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
I did try to land on the black platforms. Put down your weapon. What if I don't want to? What if I don't want to fire? I can't move, by the way. I'm trying. Can I drop the gun? I guess I have to fire.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could
I don't like this.
When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy.
Me,
So
me, 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 me.
beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
I don't like this. Don't like this. Yeah, the suspicious orange wall is back. I'm starting to get the feeling there might be some really dark themes coming up. I know nothing about this game. I don't know where it's going, but I'm getting that feeling. So just a bit of a warning, just in case.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Yeah. Yeah, not very hashtag chill and hashtag cozy of me. I didn't think this game would be so dark. Not that I'm averse to playing dark games on my channel, you know? I'm chill and cozy, doesn't mean all the games I play have to be. But, this has caught me off guard. Like, super off guard. Whoa.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Can I make it through the maze myself? Okay, I'm not gonna do that because that red flash is horrible. Snow's tag as comfort streamer and then they play Rocky and things, yeah.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Huh.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Doesn't compute with your brain. Yeah, no, even my brain it doesn't compute with. The bridge was Stanley Parable demo wall pog. Yeah, I did notice that. This narrator is something. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? 15, 16, 17. It's so jarring to have the tactical nuke incoming sound every so often in the background music. Guess I'm falling down here.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first two challenges, and you got to this point, There's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
I'm so undecided what the metaphor for this whole thing actually is. Like, whether it's the narrator talking about themselves in a twisted way, or whether it's like, or whether the narrator is like the bad voice in Coda's head.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
Where the tactical nuke incoming sound meant your base is about to not exist anymore, yeah. As much as I'm curious about the conclusion, I gotta go wash my face mask off. Go for it, Gabe, no worries at all. You can always watch the VOD later. I honestly have no idea where this is going.
It's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't.
The cat we're looking after was asleep and slowly moved closer and closer to the edge of the sofa. Then with an almighty thump, twist, and yowl, it dramatically fell off. I love the way you told that. It is sitting on my hands. Wait, how are you typing? Pink lights.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
Typing is hard. He only weighs 4.5 kilos. He is easy to move. My hands are strong. That's still impressive to type with a cat on your hands. Also, how come you're looking after a cat? Whose is the cat?
Where did I screw up?
Dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
My mother-in-law's so... Oh, she's in China, so we must look after the cat. That's the kind of you. I've like this is kind of hitting because I've been on both sides of this of this kind of dynamic thing. Um, like I've definitely been the one who's sort of losing a love for something because other people are trying to push me too much. And then I've also been on the side of this person is so talented and should keep doing what they're doing. This works for anything. This isn't unique to video game making at all.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt. It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Huh. Oh, thank you for the thought, Kraz. No, you're all good. Don't worry.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was. I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Hmm. Yeah. Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that's not yours to give? And violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Yeah. I think um, the voice actor for the narrator, I don't know if it actually is the developer for the game, but whoever the voice actor is, really, really good um, at sort of slowly making you realize that the narrator too has um, has screwed up or is the antagonist in a way, sort of subtly getting more and more uh, not egotistical, but you know what I mean. Such a great design choice that Davy starts speaking when you enter a room, so you can't focus on reading what Kodo is trying to say. Hello, Creepers One. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, no, I do think sometimes the narrator has started at points, but also this is in the context of like I am streaming this game as well. So if I was playing this alone, I think it would be a little bit less aggrieving because I'm streaming, so I'm not only trying to read what Coda is saying, but I'm reading what chat is saying and I'm keeping an eye on things. So it being on stream um, does make I think makes the placements of the narrator talking look or seem a little worse than they actually are. Stop changing my games. Stop adding lampposts to them. Huh. Huh. What I'm slowly realizing about what you said, Creepers. Yeah, first comment in the stream and is already making me think. Already making me think. What I'm slowly realizing is that you weren't actually being sarcastic, and that actually does make sense. Because it's like a metaphor for. I'm British. I assume a lot of things are sarcasm. It's a metaphor for how the narrator isn't really caring what Coda is saying. That's really interesting. So when the narrator was being like, I don't know what this means. What's the big meaning behind this? It's because the narrator wants there to be a meaning, so he added it. I keep calling him the narrator. We know what his name is. It's Davy. You simply let them be what they are.
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Again, this is very much all about you, Davy, right now. Wow. When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I can't give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact you think I'm frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Wow. I mean, there are unreliable narrators, and then there's this game. I mean, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Like, with every new thing that I'm reading, it's just you start to realize literally everything that Davey was saying. Like, it started off with Davey's, making this all about him. When it's Coda that's the one struggling, Davey's doing this. I think all of this is made up. I'm starting to think now. Oh yeah, I'm fine. This is just really, really good. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But Davey made you his. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing that you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
When you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry.
The walls
I
are
know I
closing
screwed
in.
up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Woof.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Davey could only be seeing this by hacking the game to get past the doors and stuff. Yeah, that's true. This hits so hard every single time. Yeah. That's a lot. Don't know what the time is. It's tough. I'm trying to think of things to say. But there isn't really a lot, is there? Is this Coda leaving, or Davey trying to find himself?
Solution.
That was a great journey. That was a very efficient journey with no tracks. The train just skidded over here. It did have windows on the outside, yeah. There was nothing on the inside.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
This is the danger of assuming you know how people feel. I know people who think that they're a lot more emotionally intelligent than they are. And they think they know how everyone's feeling. They think they know what everyone's problems are. And then acting on that without talking, without actually communicating with those people is what causes problems. And it does cause a lot of problems. It leads to, I mean, obviously this game is a huge big old metaphor for that, but it leads to people not wanting to open up anymore because they just think, well, this person's just going to think that I hate them. This person's going to think that I'm having a really rough time, or that I'm doing something deliberately to hurt them when I didn't even know that anything was hurting them. And yeah. And you lose people, you lose friends, you lose trust. And I think even for people who are very emotionally intelligent, even if you think you know what someone's thinking, or you think you know what someone's going through, you don't act on it unless you've spoken to the person and you know, or you're sure in some other way, because that just ruins everything. Emotional intelligence is not inherent, and a fair few emotionally intelligent need to know that. Yeah, absolutely.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Whoa. Well, this is claustrophobic.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Cavers, when they see a cave that everyone who's ever been in has died, called Lucifer's urethra. Why did that meme go viral about cavers? I think it's just because everyone got recommended caving videos at the same time. Because there was a trend on YouTube about awful caving deaths and cave diving.
What now?
1.18 Minecraft caves be like, don't go cave diving, true.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
That work that you're doing better not be seeking out Coda and trying to apologize to them, because that's back to square one. Don't go cave diving, please. I agree. No one should go cave diving. Music stopped. Oh, never mind. Don't think there's anything else here. Glad we agreed on that one. It's just one of those things of like, you just hear about cave divers getting stuck, or you know, even just cavers going down these stupidly tight passages just because they can, and you're just like, why? Like, there's nothing to gain. Like, when you look at people doing the Isle of Man TT and things like that, is like, part of you thinks, why would you do that? But you know, you also understand it's, you know, for the thrill. I guess that explains caving as well, but at least the Isle of Man TT is a competition. There's no competition of who can get stuck in the tightest cave. I don't want Mong to ring me up to inform me you died in a cave diving accident. No, that will never happen, trust me. You can count on me to not do that. Oh, we're going up. Frightening, but there's a lot of glory to be gained from it. Yeah, whereas there's no glory to be gained from going into a tiny cave. Oh, we're back here. Except it's a bit different this time. True, Kras. Oh. That's the thing from the start of the game that you're supposed to jump into to sacrifice yourself. Hi, Gabe. Welcome back. You missed a lot. Like, surprisingly a lot. I don't think there's an alternative here. Which is difficult. Alright. Well, we're going up. Oh. Now that's a labyrinth. I feel like this is what the labyrinth from the Theseus and the Minotaur myth looks like. This is what they were imagining when they wrote that story, I feel.
Turn back from this cave.
For R.
You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the
I wonder if R. Turn back. I wonder if Coda. See, it's making me wonder which side. If this is supposed to be based on a true story and R is one of the two characters, which one? Is this for R because R was Davy and made a part of the developer's life a bad time? Or is R Coda and the developer is reflecting on when they made someone else's life a bad time? Or it could be not based on a true story at all and completely unrelated. But I feel like that 4R at the end, the fact that it was completely anonymized, makes me think that this is a true story. I may have slightly flooded the shower by clogging the drains with a charcoal face mask. Uh-oh. Did you manage to fix it? It's funny imagining Gabe with a face mask and cucumbers over his eyes the second Ghost entered the room where the story happens. Yeah, true. Fixed. Good. Probably for a specific R. Yeah. Yeah. I get that feeling. That it's for someone in particular. But I just wonder which way round it is, you know? My instinct is that R is supposed to be Davy. And that Coda is the game developer, but it could just as easily be the other way around. That was excellent. We turned it into a 2 hour game because I speak a lot of Japanese. um, and I just liked to hear what the narrator had to say before I moved on. But for a 2 hour game, that was really, really good. What a great one-shot game. Yeah, absolutely. Japanese. Have you never heard that before? Yeah, no, that I mean, aside from jump scaring me a couple of times. Um yeah, I'll be thinking about that for a while. Um what I really take from that is what I was talking about um earlier when we were just entering the big mansion house thing. Um about not assuming what people are thinking and what people are going through without communicating. I think that's the most important thing to take away from this, because it often, like, the people who do that are often so unaware that they don't even know that what that they hurt people and that they also hurt themselves doing it. So yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to there's a lot to think about from that, for just a 2 hour experience where I literally just walking around while everything changed around me. Um, the most impressive thing, other than the voice acting, was the sort of the slow revelation of just how unreliable this narrator is. Because you got the feeling that it was an unreliable narrator early, early-ish, um, but I didn't quite expect the extent to which he was unreliable that was revealed at the end. That's just life, isn't it? Well, you're not wrong, Gabe. You're not wrong. Well, I'll be thinking about that for a while. But that was fantastic. I'm really glad I played that. As like I said at the start of the stream, I've been wanting to play this game for quite a while, but I've just never gotten around to it. And that's part of the thing that I enjoy about streaming, is that I have a lot of games on this list of should play this at some point, but never got around to it. So streaming is helping me work through that through that list. Um, but I think games like these, and why I put a lot of focus on narrative games on my channel, is that games like these are more fun and more interesting to experience with others, because it's interesting to chat about the lessons they teach and the messages that they send, in real time. So, yeah, it was really profound, yeah. But I really enjoyed that. I'm very glad I played it. I'm very glad I played it on stream. Um, but I hope you all enjoyed. um, yeah, I don't. I'm kind of. It's the sort of game where you're kind of like, well, I don't really know what to say now. um, But thank you all so much for watching. That was fantastic. What are the chapters? Oh, it's just all the different games. I see. Interesting. Um, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching, um, and being here. It's nice to see so many so many faces and one or two new faces as well. So I hope you enjoyed if you're still here. Um, and yeah, I'll be back next Tuesday with a new narrative game. I don't know what else, what I'm going to do next, because obviously this was just one stream. Um, I don't think I'll go back to Undertale Yellow yet. I'll give that a couple. I'll give that one more sort of break in terms of another game before it, because this one was short. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on the Discord for those of you that are on there, and I think I'm going to leave you there. um, let's see who's online. I am going to black screen you maybe when I do this. It didn't black screen you. Oh, that's a welcome surprise. But yeah, let's shoot someone a raid. I will have to raid and run from the raid pretty much straight away. Because I am tired. I need to get to bed. But Snow is doing art and it's looking really pretty, whatever they're drawing. So let's head over there. Snow is a wonderful streamer and a good friend of mine. Their pronouns are they, them, so keep that in mind when you join in. But thank you all so much. We're going to head off on a raid now. I'm going to send the raid message if I can find the right screen. There we go. There we go. So thank you all so much for watching. And I'll be back next Tuesday. Make sure to follow if you're not already, so you can find out when I'm about to play a new game. There's also my Discord, where you can get notifications on what I'm doing if any plans change, or if I have any other streams in the week. But yeah, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'm going to be thinking about the beginner's guide for a while. Bye bye, everyone.
We're actually getting